This is a very special day in the Jota Zeta fandom. It's my birthday, which means it's time for the yearly birthday stream. We are playing Pikmin. Why Pikmin? That's not a particularly popular game. There was a release a couple months ago for Pikmin 4. Why aren't you playing that? Well, I really want to. I'm very excited for Pikmin 4. Pikmin is a franchise that really gripped me a lot as a kid. With this title, actually, this Pikmin game is entirely unique in the way that it has its own mechanic system. This is the only Pikmin game with a time limit. As we're about to discover, we have 30 in-game days to beat the game, and if you don't beat it in 30 in-game days, you lose. And as a kid, I couldn't beat this game. One, I was young, my brain was still developing. Two, I didn't understand how Pikmin worked. When I went back to go play Pikmin later when I was a little bit older, I was Pikmin 2 and Pikmin 3, and they were much more relaxed and much more like, oh, you take this at your pace, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. But I never could go back to the original. I only rented it, I didn't own it on the GameCube, and then the GameCube went out of style. So, I got myself a brand new copy, and we are starting fresh. I remember that being a lot more impactful, but it was able to convey a lot over just a small period of time. Our little Olimar! And look what happened to our ship! My name is Captain Olimar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I woke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then, no. Better not think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. And it just throws you into the action immediately. You saw the ship completely and how it looked, and now you can see it's completely wrecked. It's missing some of its hull, it's missing some of this stuff right there. It's just all gone. Like, a pretty simple start, but a pretty effective start. And this game also gives you a little bit of a white area to look around in. But luckily for us, we crash very, very close to something amazing. In our darkest hour, we find this. A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion, too. And there we go. We have ourselves an onion. The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and has now produced an adorable little sprout. The sprout emits a strange light, and it sways back and forth without the benefit of wind. I cannot help but think it is calling to me, and I am compelled. I must approach it and press this A button, which means I pluck it from the ground. And that is a Pikmin. Extraordinary! When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage. It stands there staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pick brand carrots I love so much. I believe I should call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it and throw it with A, and I will call it to my side with Control with B. Perhaps it will react to pressing X or moving while holding this as well. The following controls appear to allow me to some viewpoints. Let's teach how you use the camera. I must survive. I need to familiarize myself with these controls and my surroundings. So that's how you can kind of command Pikmin where to go like that. You can go and throw. Oh, look at that. So we broke open a plat, we got a little pellet, and the little guy carries it to the onion automatically. Astonishing. The onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some kind of food that could propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be some sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study the strange life form more. And that's what we're going to be doing today, is getting all the Pikmin we can possibly grow today. So this is day 1, and unlike other days, this is the only day in which there is no time limit. They do this to make sure that you don't actually run out of time to do anything. Huh, what's that over there, I wonder? Must be something very important. But it's also if you can familiarize yourself with all of the controls, and you don't need to worry about moving around or anything like that. See, that one's heavier, and so it requires 5 Pikmin to lift. Luckily, the number 5 on this little capsule is directly related. And not everything is like that. Let's see, but there's like a place up there we could eventually go. Like, there is a lot of little areas and stuff like that. So the 5 pellet obviously will give you more Pikmin than just the 1 pellets we're doing. Honestly, this tutorial area is pretty great. I never really appreciated it as a kid. I just kind of wandered around here, like in circles over and over to like, figure out what I could do next. Not realizing that there's this big 10 here, because there's a 10, and this teaches you, if you were throwing around stuff earlier, what you need to do. As a kid, I always thought that you just have to, like, flatten it, maybe? But all you need to do is command everyone to push it. And if you have a weight 10, which is, again, on the box, you're able to have your Pikmin move it just fine. The Pikmin are as curious as children. They would form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make a use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum it all I've learned of the Pikmin content. Approach and hold A to pick sprouts, press A to grab Pikmin, release to throw, press B to call them, X to dismiss, moving R while L to command and control the group. Use ZL up, down, left, right on R control perspective. I shall record this in my computer and access it with plus. So if you ever forget, you can always just go here. You can see how much Pikmin you started with, and we can see the Amazing. There's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me. But how will I get it back to the dolphin? So this is the game telling you, well, you can use the Pikmin, but now you don't have enough Pikmin, because this requires 20 to live. So now that you have the problem, it expects you to know enough about the game now to solve this. So it does require only one, but if you have more Pikmin carry an object, it goes faster. And lighter objects are easier to carry, which is why that lighter object is trying to find its way around. But all the Pikmin are doing this individually, so I don't have to actually go back and grab them immediately. I can kind of leave them to do what they need to do. I can also spy over here that there's this rock wall, and there's another part over here behind there. And there is this other wall that looks a little bit more breakable. So already we can see that there are other areas that we can get to, but we can't get to them right this second. That there's more to explore than just on this tutorial path. When many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I found it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll just try to get it all done at once by holding A until I pick up all the Pikmin from the ground. I've noticed that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flush with bright color. At other times, they revert to a paler hue and give off a dim glow. Paying close attention to those differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. Yeah, so it's really, really nice that you don't actually have to run around to each individual one, especially when you're on time limits later on. And as for the color thing, when you throw, they dim, they have that little light around their plant, and they're not following you around. There's other forms of Pikmin you can get, and they're much faster and more responsive, and those really are the ones you really want to keep around. But also, it's like, we have this rock, so it's like, okay, the game's like, now you know how to attack things, so go ahead and try that here. And all the Pikmin try, and it's too hard, it's too difficult. So this tells you, like, there are obstacles in the world like this that you can't get past right now. Even though there's a part of it. So we're gonna have to wait, and we're gonna have to come back later. Which is good. It's like, there's so much to explore out here other than just what you see. I want to really see that in the next level. And there we go, we have the engine. Playing through this again, it's a really well-crafted tutorial. This can teach you how physics work, how you can climb up something, how there's ledges, there's no fall damage. You can throw them, but if they can't reach it, then you can't reach it. I missed this my first time through, which means I could have had 25 Pikmin. I am excited to really get started into the game, because once we start getting to other levels, there's going to be monsters, there's going to be water hazards, there's going to be more secret paths and everything like that I haven't really seen. And I don't remember any of it or doing anything like this in my childhood, or being anywhere near as competent, so I'm pretty stoked to get going. And once we do this, we're going to end the first day. Oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I have taken a huge step back toward home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly. But what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. And then the day ends. So at the end of every night, you pop into your ship and you end up taking off. And your onion now follows you. Day 1 since impact. I have somehow managed to launch the dolphin, but I was surprised to see the onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface. Or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems they will help meet again tomorrow. And this is the opening that really gripped me. I'm a huge sci-fi fan. I'm a huge fan of space. I love survival scenarios. I don't really like survival games necessarily. This time limit really stressed me out as a kid, and I'm sure it'll stress me out later today. But I love the idea of landing on a planet, finding a way at finding help, like that desperation, and then just like finding hope. Like the game's tone is very much just like, you know, go around, play with some cute Pikmin, but also you're going to die. And I always liked the contrast to that, just like, yeah, these cute little creatures, you're gonna explore with them, you're gonna fight with them. There's like this dark undertone to Pikmin. It's just fascinating, and that you're rebuilding a spaceship and you're going up every night. It's pretty amazing. The dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Tacotate. And now let's just let life support system will function for 25 more days. How can I repair my dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below, as it holds the keys to my survival. I'll name it the Forest of Hope. I'll explore it tomorrow. Every night we get to see how Pikmin population works, how much we lost, how much we left behind, because you can leave Pikmin behind, and leaving Pikmin behind is essentially sentencing them to their death. But here we are, day 1 complete, and we're ready to get into the run proper. It all becomes timed after this, and away we go. So here we are at the Forest of Hope. You'll notice there's only 2 parts in the impact site. There is 8 parts in the Forest of Hope. The Forest of Hope is a much larger area. You can check how many days we have left, and we're gonna get into it. My dolphin has returned to the surface along with the Pikmin's onion. Being alone on this strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy, so I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. All I need to do is stand in the light beneath the onion and press A. And we'll go ahead and get started. So at the beginning of the day, you have a ton of Pikmin in the onion, and you can call as many as you want out. We're going to take all of them out. We're going to break a couple of those. We're going to keep this one because it is a different color, you noticed. We're going to keep those for that, and we're going to keep the sprouts in for now as well. And we're going to start breaking this gate. This is probably the thing that got me the most, is like, I didn't know that this was breakable. Like, I always, like, I would come down here and I would try like this one, and then I was like, oh, this doesn't work, and then I tried over here, and I'm like, oh, this is just, they're just whacking it, it's not doing anything. It just takes a little while. Also, you might be asking, well, why aren't you getting the new sprouts then if you want all the Pikmin? We are going to leave them there, and I'm going to show you something pretty cool that happens if you leave them there. But you can also see there's a big 10 sprout, there's a part over there that we're definitely going to get, and there is a large enemy over there, along with 2 smaller Bulborb enemies down over here. Also, can I just say that this music is, whenever I think of Pikmin, this is the music that comes to mind. It's just calming and relaxing. Now let me introduce you to Pikmin Combat. Every enemy has their own weakness and weak spot, and you have to throw them in the right spot. If you don't do it properly, then bad things start to happen. Also, we're going to throw 5 up here. We're going to carry those. We're going to grab these red ones here. That's 14. That'll be enough to do what we need to do now. So we're getting all of these enemies down. That's good. Oh, that's weird. Not all of them are leaf shapes. I wonder if that was done deliberately and or on purpose. Okay, and then we're gonna grab this big one. We're gonna avoid that big guy for now. Oh, and that was the first sign letting us know that we are about a quarter through the day. Days do not last very long. That's what I was trying to show you, is that Pikmin grow through different stages and forms. So they are this one was planted in the morning, and they're starting to bud. And if we leave them there longer, they will also sprout and flower, which is pretty exciting. But we don't have a ton of time, so we are going to just pick all the Pikmin, which we have a lot of. We have 66. And here we go. Now we're going to take on this big Bulborb enemy. He's a little bit tougher. We really want to land on his back before he takes bites of any of us. And we are not going to carry him. We're going to just push on in here. And now with 60 Pikmin rather than the 20 Pikmin, this should go a little bit faster. But I think you can already see what we're aiming for. Just the very top of the screen there. That looks like another onion, and it's because there is more types of Pikmin than just the one. And there, see, we lost some Pikmin battle. We will let them get their numbers back up. And then we will discover this one. A yellow onion. Why, it's the Eternal Fuel Dynamo. It has unlimited energy supply. I won't need to worry about saving electricity anymore. This will make my fight for survival a bit easier. My clock has indicated the coming of noon. From now on, I must pay close attention to the sun meter on my monitor and choose my actions accordingly. So it is best for me to review my monitor's data. Across the top of my monitor are the sun meter and the day display. The bottom of my spacesuit damage meter and Pikmin gauges. On the left, these numbers reflect Pikmin under my command, Pikmin in the field, and total Pikmin, including those in the onions. To adjust my monitor, I can move R to press ZR to zoom, look down, above. I can also press plus to detail computer analysis. Yeah, like you can check out what that is. How many Pikmin are with Olimar? How many people are Pikmin are just free out doing tasks? And we will start over here. The color is different, but it seems to be a Pikmin nonetheless. First glance suggests this one has in what circles could be considered very large ears. It looks like it may weigh less than the others. In what ways might it be different from the red Pikmin? I must be sure to observe it closely. I can hold a Pikmin for a moment, A, and then swap it for another by pressing R. So it's teaching you how to throw different color Pikmin, because that will be important later. Let's get some more yellow Pikmin going. Luckily, there's just a bunch of pellets right here to help us get started. And you may notice that there's these red little blocks there. Those might be important. And look, while we were doing that, our Pikmin were able to get the ship fixed. Eternal Fuel Dynamo. This should light things up. No more candles for me! I've now recovered 2 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 3 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. So the more ship parts you unlock, the more you'll be able to go to new and different areas. Get enough parts so that you can leave and that you can go home. And since you have 30 days and there are 30 parts, as long as you keep to 1 day apart, you should be good to go. That's how you can kind of keep pace. So if you're behind, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get as many parts as possible on day 1 and day 2 to try to get ahead of that. Because I know there's going to be days where I don't get anything, or I imagine that there is. I don't know this game very much. I know the Forest of Hope barely and vaguely. I remember what Yellow Pikmin do because I played this game before years and years ago, and I've also played Pikmin 2. Yellow Pikmin can carry these. The Yellow Pikmin have picked up some peculiar stones. Why did they decide to grab them? This action seems to be instinctive to the Yellow Pikmin, but what are these strange glowing stones? Brightly glowing cracks cover them. Perhaps the cracks indicate that there's tremendous power locked within. This merits further research. The rocks of the Yellow Pikmin pick up seem to be explosive stones. Perhaps they know what these stones can be used as powerful weapons. The bomb rocks are dangerous, so I must take care when using them. But they should be able to blast open the stone walls that block the pathways. Maybe even to use them against some of the wild creatures. I must be vigilant. When I throw a bomb rock carrying Pikmin to give them orders, they will toss their bomb rocks at nearby walls or obstacles. The explosive power of the bomb rocks is tremendous, so I must keep my distance. And there's a little picture. Explosions happen. Like when I killed my poor Pikmin. It was me being greedy. I was trying to throw multiple bomb rocks at once, and I shouldn't do that. Oh, hello. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're a big blorb. Oh, thanks, Toddlecap. I appreciate the birthday sentiment. Thank you. Alright, let's get more Yellow Pikmin. We are running into the evening. Okay, and then we have a part up here we're gonna grab. Hatch as many of these yellow guys as we can. Dang, I'm old now. Hey, you're only as old as you feel. How old do I feel? I feel refreshed. I feel young. We're going to break down this while we have a chance. I made another Pikmin-related discovery. Just when I was about to exceed 100 Pikmin in the field, the onion stopped expelling seeds. Yet the total number of Pikmin continued to climb. It seems that once there are 100 Pikmin in the field, subsequent seeds get stored inside the onion. Thus, no more than 100 Pikmin can be on the field at one time in any area. And that is another thing, but I am running dangerously close on my day. So let's grab that. Let's see if we can grab the other gate to open. My clock is indicating the approaching of sunset. Pikmin waiting beneath the dolphin and onions will probably enter the onions on their own. But if I don't call stragglers out of my group, they may not be able to get back. I am sure that the Pikmin still planted are safe, but I am somewhat concerned about leaving Pikmin to fend for themselves in the darkness. It's my Whimsical Radar! With this, I'll be able to see all nearby ship parts in a single glance. I just need to press plus to check it. This find fills me with great hope. And there we go, Whimsical Radar. This important part can detect the locations of the other missing parts. The radar will be added to my monitor, which I can press plus to view. Then I can scan with L and R. And happy birthday, hope you have a great day. Oh, thanks, Saberforce. I now recovered 3 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 2 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. And I really like how the bombs automatically do that. And then you can see that we have some flower Pikmin. So I'm going to try to pick them all. You don't have to, you can leave them. And if you get a whole bunch at the end, then they'll sprout overnight. Okay, we should be fine. The other 5 Pikmin are over by the other onion. Oh, but we left this Bulborb. That's not as good. I guess we'll leave those yellow ones for later. And the day ends. Huh, that's weird that there's 3 little spots there. It's almost as if there's spots for multiple onions. Crazy. And then you can see the reason why we have to go in the sky at night. Bunch of angry creatures. 2 days since impact. It appears that many of my ship's parts have landed in this region. If I can just recover the parts of my radar, I should be able to use my radar screen. How that would improve my chances. Then I'd only have to press plus to locate my parts. And yeah, luckily for us, we got it. Yet there seem to be many hostile life forms here. If I am attacked and my spacesuit takes damage, I must return to my ship, stand in front of it, and press A to make your suit repairs. As I explore, I must pay attention to my suit's damage meter in the bottom left corner of the screen. If you get damaged, I think you die, which is not a good thing. And we get to see the different population charts. We ended up sprouting 107 Pikmin, so we jumped up in population a lot. And we lost 17 in battle, the poor suckers. We have 27 parts remaining to find, and we have 28 days, which is a great ratio. We've got a lot of stuff to do, so let's get it done. And look at that! See, now that we got 2 onions, it's not just the one circling our ship, the dolphin, it's 2 of them. And here we are back in the Forest of Hope. And you can see the gates have still been destroyed. There's a big 20 pellet there for yellow, which we are going to really take advantage of. Let's grab that. Because they're lighter, they can go further. And luckily, since there's no fall damage, we can grab all of those all at once. And now we have our map. So there is a part over here, which seems connected to the other area that we were just at. Ooh, look at that. You see that? That is a little ghost holding sap. Sap instantly turns any of our leaf Pikmin into flower Pikmin, so they're pretty valuable to have. Alright, let's hatch some Pikmin. One thing to note about the yellow Pikmin is that they are lighter and they're easier to throw and they can use explosives. The red Pikmin also have their own special properties. They're immune to fire and they're bulkier. And then there is a third type of Pikmin. I mean, 3 circles on the ground. It's not much of a spoiler. And we're going to take on this guy. And the idea is to throw him on his back so he keeps just throwing the Pikmin off and not to have anyone in front of him. This is a path that we're gonna have to break through. This is a darker color, which now that I understand as an adult, darker colors usually just means it's gonna take more time to break through. Okay, so sap. Another intriguing discovery. A local variety of grass produces a sort of yellow nectar. When the Pikmin drink this delicacy, they instantly mature into flowers. Its apparent Pikmin favorite seems to be full of nutrition. Closer observation is needed to determine the strength and peculiarities of these flower Pikmin. They are stronger, and they run faster. They can keep up with all of them at full speed. Okay, we are reaching quarter of the day. And we'll need to really get in. Because while there's a part there, there's not an easy way to get there. Looks like there's a part there we could get as well. Yeah, we're gonna see about this one. We'll have to look about this one too. But we have about 60-ish Pikmin, so we should be fine. Alright, this is gonna require explosives. But this is where our onion was yesterday. So let's pick those up. Alright, that's 3 bombs per. That's a lot of bombs. But luckily, we have... Oh, hey, remember we left these Pikmin? And they sprouted overnight. And this should be the last one we need. It's the extraordinary bolt! I bought this incredible bolt because of a salesman told me of its extraordinary quality that is indiscernible to the average person. Exactly what makes it so extraordinary is a secret. But just look at it! Extraordinary. have you break those, and hope they land on the right color, which they did not do. And now you're experiencing the finicky nature of Pikmin. Sometimes they do what you want you to do, and sometimes they don't do what you want them to do. Alright, we're gonna pluck all of these. Because we got that part. Oh, there's some yellow Pikmin over there. We'll have to go grab those. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna grab that part. Gonna put some yellow away. Extraordinary bolt. This bolt's bolt holds the kind of value that only a true connoisseur can understand. I've now recovered 4 out of 30 parts. If I can just find one more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Alright, we have too many yellow Pikmin now. We're going to put back 23, put them back in the onion. So we can go through and we can take a look, and we can see the part that we're going for there. Because we can't go through the gate right now. So this is the game teaching you that there might be better ways to get to where you're going. Don't eat my Pikmin. Identify this. I found the Nova Blaster. This emits a dazzling burst of light capable of destroying almost anything. I'm not so exactly sure about this, but the promotional brochure claims that its blasts can travel in the currents of space-time, smashing through stars and into the rifts of space. Yeah, I don't believe that either. And we're gonna grab all of these. And we're gonna start bombing this. We're gonna try bombing 2 at a time, because I think I'm good enough to do that now. I am a bit worried about this. We'll gather all of you together. We'll gather these folk that we got left behind. And we're going to grab all the yellow Pikmin again. All the ones that I put away. And we're getting later in the day. We're going to prioritize getting the ship part, but then everyone else is going to carry back everything else that they can. I really wish there was a way I could not have him carry that right now. I think the only thing I really could do is find something else to bomb. Yeah, that was on a... It was on a ridge. I don't think there was a way I could get around that. Here we go. Sticking to 2 ship parts. Nova Blaster. This is a weapon of such incredible destructive force that it can blast stars into tiny pieces. It has a strange allure. I've recovered 5 out of 30 parts, increasing the dolphin's capabilities. My search can now cover a wider area. Which means I've unlocked a new area, and look at that! I got a little panel back on my ship. And now let's run! We could throw 2 bombs and destroy one of those. Okay, that's actually pretty effective. And that's something I'm learning for the first time. I've always avoided bombs because I've always been terrible at them, but with proper control, it's really not that bad. We don't have a ton more time. I don't really think that we have enough time to gather another ship part and bring it all the way back home. So instead, we'll just gather what bits we can. Yeah, that's interesting because there's not like an easy way up. But there is a part up there, but there's a monster there that's also going to prevent us from doing much with that. So we gotta be careful. That's water. Pikmin drown in water. I would show you, but it's terrible. These are my little friends. And I bet, as you might guess, there is another, since there are 3 colors, there's probably going to be some blue Pikmin here in the future as well. Let's see if we can grab some sap. We'll grab all of these that we can. Let's pick as many of these as we can. We're not going to get them all, so whoever we leave here will just be a nice sprout bonus for when we return. So I ended up going with 50 Pikmin because I wanted to split my forces, but it turns out I never really needed to do that because there was a different way of doing things that was much more efficient. This is what I was expecting. This game is a lot more intuitive when you aren't, like, 10 years old. 12 years old? I don't know how old I was. Oh, did it eat one of my Pikmin? 3 days since impact. I now add Yellow Pikmin to my list of discoveries. These creatures can wield bomb rocks, so perhaps I can use them to blast down rock walls and open up new regions. Running Yellow Pikmin, as well as bomb rock carriers, break into squads when dismissed with X. If I can grab one for a moment by holding A, I can swap Pikmin by pressing R. And I think that control is just what I was missing as a kid, because I always just threw Pikmin, and then it would take forever to throw my bomb Pikmin, and then once my bomb Pikmin, I was like, oh, okay, everyone over there, and then they're too slow, and I left one behind. That's so sad. I thought I had everyone over in that region. I feel like a monster. But we grew. Our total is now 215. Our population has gone up. We have 5 parts, so we are a 1/6 of the way done already. And you can see where we took some losses from battle and everything like that, but we still ended up on top.